What's going on, y'all? Hope you've been living right. Today, well, 6-cent sack showed up in the mail and we are gonna unbox it. Now, it is Saturday. I am not fishing. I didn't go fishing last weekend because work is being, or they are being very un-American and forcing me to work Saturdays right now. That's my second Saturday in a row and it ruins everything for me. Not really. It's actually kind of works out in my benefit. I get a little bit of extra spending money, and being this year gas prices are rising and I'm doing tournaments, I could use the extra money. So I'm not gonna too much about that. I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna get the camera on the tripod and we're gonna start opening this box up and checking it out. And I'll probably explain a little bit more of what I'm talking about with tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm gonna shut up and here we go. All right, well, let's get up here and get my fat butt up on the tailgate of the truck. And, you know, this would probably work out a lot easier if I brought a knife to open up the package. But this is the February 6-cent sack that just showed up to the mail on Saturday here for me up here in Wisconsin, a little further from Texas. So it takes a little longer to get to me, but we'll go ahead and crack this open and see what showed up. Quite interested. Here we go. Black sack, white strings, white lettering. I'm starting to get a nice little collection of these. Not sure what I'm gonna do with them, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get cracked into it. We're gonna reach in and I think we're gonna go ahead and just start off with some soft plastics. So those are the biggest things. Ooh, there we go. Chartreuse flash, and these are the Divine swim baits. Yeah, 3.8 inch. Freaking awesome. This is a pretty awesome looking color, actually. Look at that. Chartreuse with a clear translucent belly with some silver flake in it. I think that'll look good. It's a little bit more bolder than the Sexified Chartreuse or Sexified Shad. Kind of resembles that, just doesn't have the pink in it. That looks freaking awesome. That'll probably come in real good here as soon as the ice melts. Enjoy a good Divine swim bait. I do use them. Last year when I was using these Divine swim baits and they have the separation of epoxy, I had a problem with them breaking apart. So hopefully I don't have that problem with these, putting them on an underspin or something for the springtime. But I think this chartreuse will really stand out. I do like it. 3.8 inch, probably throw it on a 3/8 ounce or a 1/4 ounce underspin or just a regular jig head and just pull it around a little slow and see what happens. All right, well, and now let's go ahead and just feel in here. Let's see what we feel. I don't know, let's just grab this. What is this? It's got a plastic bag. We've got a little Crush 50X, and this is the OG. Looks pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. I don't have this color yet, that's for sure. But if you're unaware of what the Crush 50X is, it is a square bill that dives 2 to 5 foot and weighs 3/8 of an ounce. That's an awesome looking bait. I actually like that. I think that would resemble the shad that we have here in Wisconsin a little bit better. It's got a little orange accent down there on the bottom of it. I can't speak today. The red and black eye, black top with gold lettering. That looks freaking awesome. Coming down into that gold with some bone underneath, I believe. Yeah, that looks freaking gorgeous. I'm just amazed of how the paint schemes on these baits are. They're amazing. I love them. The fish love them. I've caught so many nice fish on these things. And this year, hopefully is no different. With tournaments and stuff, springtime, even summertime, running this in a little bit shallower water through some thicker grass or cabbage as we call it up here, find those fish hiding in the, kind of roaming through them, that bait's gonna kick butt. But next, I'm actually kind of excited. That's got me going. 2 colors I've never seen. And now, what do we got here? Get that out. Can't throw trash around today. What do we got? A Crush Mini 25X. And this one is in boiled crawfish. God, I can't say that right. Now these little boogers are pretty nice. These are square bill, the smaller square bill 1/4 inch. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I had lost a piece of trash. What was I saying? Oh yeah, these Mini 25Xs, they're a square bill. They're like the finesse aspect. They're 1/4 ounce. And I think I have a setup I can throw that little booger on, but I usually throw it on a spinning rod for right now. Real light, real finessey. They don't go very deep, I don't think. What do we go? 2 to 4 foot, 1/4 ounce boiled crawfish. Pattern looks pretty awesome. I'm actually going to use these more brighter colors this spring. I mean, like as soon as the ice comes off. And see, everyone says these orange and reds, the fish just key into them. So I'm going to throw them. I am not against throwing any bait. And I can't wait to get back to doing these challenges. Because these challenges, oh man, I miss doing them. They were so much fun to do. Just go out, open up this sack, start casting these lures, and just start setting that hook into some fish. Oh, it's a great feeling, especially when I start working through this sack. All right, what we got next? Ooh, what do you know? What do you know? They gave us some jig heads right there. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna pull them out, but they got a screw lock on them. And these are 5/0 hooks, 3/8 of an ounce. And those, I'm gonna pair up beautifully with those. Yes, they will. Freaking stoked about that. I did not expect terminal tackle. Now, let's see what we got. Another big package. Ooh, here we go. A Divine Swim jig, 3/8 of an ounce. And this one is in Sexified Shad. This bait looks good. I ain't gonna lie. It looks real good. I'm not gonna pull the rubber band off, but I mean, that looks great. That shad painted head, the white, the chartreuse with some black flake in, that's an awesome looking bait. And I bet you, if anything, if it doesn't pair up with that very well, I have some Ghost Minnow little 3.2s that would probably fit that thing beautifully. When I start my tournaments over in Minnesota this year, we'll probably run through that, use this. We'll come into some lakes with a little bit of grass, and that's gonna be freaking sweet. Ooh, all right, let's go ahead and keep going here. Kind of going a little fast. It's hard to explain these baits. I've only used them last year, and I've caught tons of fish on them. I mean, I'll leave a playlist link down below if y'all are interested in all my 6-cent sack challenges. I'll leave that link down below. They catch fish, and just pulling them out of the box, looking at them is something else, but to actually use them is, I can't say enough. The action, the way they work, and the way they make fish bite are unreal. I'm gonna shut up, and we're gonna pull out the second to last bait in this sack, Curve 55. This bait right here. I love the Curve 55, and this one's in Black Magic, and I like the Black Magic, that's for sure. I'm gonna pull this bad boy out. Now, if you don't know, Justin Royal, he lives in Texas and works with 6 cents. He just had a rod line come out with 6 cents, and I bought one of his rods, the 7'5" medium moderate action rod. And he had that rod kind of worked around based on throwing these baits right here. And here in Wisconsin, these are my go-to between the Curve 55 and the Cloud 9 C6. These are my go-to baits, and I'm pretty sure that rod that he has in his lineup, the Heater series, is gonna throw that beautifully. But I mean, look at that. That's that black, the blue lines inside, the chartreuse bottom, the chartreuse eye, and it's a flat color. It's not glossy, and I like that. And the bill, it's like dulled, so it's not clear or see-through. That looks like a phenomenal bait. And as far as I'm concerned, if you don't have a black lure in your collection, you need to get them. They come in clutch, they work awesome. You should never not have a black lure in your box somewhere, because God, do they work phenomenal. But last but not least, one more bait in the sack. I don't know what it is yet. Snatch 70X. I actually like these Snatch 70s. Last year, I got one in, I want to say September or October sack, and I did it on a challenge, and I found out that the bass really love them, and it was an American shad, and I love that bait. I love lipless. Lipless on the lake I fish for my monsters has been awesome for me. Hopefully it holds true. Don't know the color yet, hold on. Coontail Crawl. It's more of that flat color also. It's that copper bronze with a little bit of red and black at the top, black eyes, just kind of, you know, flat, I guess you can say. It's not real shiny, and I'm cool with that. I don't need real shiny stuff, but as you can hear, the Snatch is a little bit smaller. Let's see, what is it? Half ounce, right? This one's 5/8 ounce. Yeah, Snatch is 5/8 ounce, and a little bit smaller profile. But God, ow, and very, very sharp hooks. If you're not careful, they'll end up in your finger like they did with me one time. I mean, that is a beautiful lure. The bronze, the copper, the gold, the black, it stands out, but then again, it doesn't. And I can get behind that. I actually like that. That is an awesome bait, and I know I'm gonna be throwing this. I love lipless baits, love them. And I'm glad I got another one. Like I said, I'm doing tournaments this year, and I do not need to spend more money than I should because I still need to pay for gas and pay to get into these tournaments. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. But primarily, all that's going to be in my boat is 6 cents gear. I purchased 2 new rods. I got a third one on the way that I said, the heater rod from Justin Royal, 7'5", medium moderate action for those Curve 55s and Cloud9 C6s. I think there was something else. He said that, you know, he likes throwing the Quakes on them too. I will try it, but I like throwing these rattle baits on my 7.2 medium, heavy, moderate, fast action. Love that setup that I have for throwing lipless baits. Phenomenal rod for lipless baits. But yeah, that kind of ends the 6 cent sack, I think. Let's look in there, make sure. Yeah, nothing else. If you enjoyed these videos, please consider subscribing, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. This year I will be buying more than just 6 cents lures. There are some things that 6 cents doesn't have that I want. My understanding is they were coming out with spinner baits, but they haven't quite made it out yet, or if they're even coming out, I don't know. So I'm gonna pick up some spinner baits and glide baits, swim baits. It kind of brings me to a whole new game. Last year I did a video on the 6 cents trace, and it actually blew up. For me, it blew up. I think it's over like 3,000 views or 2,000 views, something like that. I'll leave it linked down in the description too. Had a great day throwing the trace, and I got a lot of response from it. So that kind of tells me that y'all want to see big baits being used. And I got some. And I got them in the last unboxing video, which will be linked down in the description. Or you can go back and look. I'll leave it at the end. I tell you what, I'll put it up in a damn card right here. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting more into glide baits. Bought a rod specifically for big glide baits, swim baits, bigger, should I say. I can go up to 4 ounces with the rod, I believe. That's what's gonna be throwing all my big baits, and I'm gonna be looking for all kinds, you know, mag drafts, inlines, swim baits. I don't care who makes it. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna get it at a reasonable price. So if y'all have any ideas of reasonable price swim baits, glide baits, plastic swim baits, you know, boot tails, wedge tails, all that stuff, leave some comments. Let me know, because I would love to get my hands on them. I want to find some people that make them and sell them on eBay or something. You know, get them out there, buy the product, see how well they work, because I'm not against throwing new style baits at all or different brands, but I can't argue that the swim bait game is very, very large. I mean, it's actually overwhelming and very expensive. Oh my God, can it be very expensive? But I am gonna give it a shot. I mean, I know 13 Fishing makes them, glide baits, Mega Bass, you know, 6 cents obviously started making them. There's so many. Savage, there's a lot of people in the swim bait and glide bait world. And there's a lot of people that say that if they're not handmade, they're not true. But production aspects are cheaper, more affordable, more obtainable than those one-of-a-kind baits that limitedly sold that someone will pirate or try to get early enough and jack the price up 4 times higher. Yeah, I'm not in for that. I'm looking for baits at $50 or less, you know, maybe jump up to $100. see the point in it, but I just don't want to go that far into the glide and swim bait world as of yet. But I do plan on, in my tournaments, fishing with 6-cent lures. Get 5 is the plan, and then we're going to put down the smaller stuff. My co-angler will be continuing to use the smaller stuff, but I will switch over to big stuff, big glides, the draw, the trace. What else do I have? The whales, yeah, the sweeps. I can't wait to use the sweeps. Yeah, I'm going to be throwing all those, and whatever glide or swim bait that I pick up as I go on, or whatever comments you leave for suggestions, let me know, and I will see what I can do about getting them, and I will use them in the tournament. So I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna end it here because the wind's blowing, sun's starting to go down. I need to make a video because I didn't post one Wednesday. Yeah, because you gotta fish to make a video, right? And work, I'm not fishing. So it's life, it sucks, but it happens. Need the extra money to do what I want to do this spring. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up and we're gonna end it here. Y'all take care, and until next time, y'all keep living right.